Welcome back to Sidetracked. Today, we'd like to invite you on an epic journey of change, discovery, and rebirth as we all go through the lockdown. Or not. Welcome back. It's Sidetracked. Joining me today is Michael Smith.
Hey, guys.
The man, the legend. My dude, Jason Boyd.
Hello, here I am.
And I'm Brian Francotti coming at you live. This is Sidetracked. Today, we are talking about pandemic giveth and pandemic taketh away. What have we gained during this lockdown period? What have, our lives changed to, our routines, different habits, things like that. So I would like to question these gentlemen and find out how their lives have changed. Okay. We're all stuck in our homes. We're doing a podcast. I'm looking at your faces on video instead of in person.
That's right. Your beard's getting long. Different. Your hair's getting long.
My beard's longer, I suppose.
Longer. Huh? Yes.
Yeah. Our beards are wild, I will say. I've very rarely ever seen you guys this unkempt. It's kind of ridiculous.
This might be the longest my beard's ever been.
Mine will grow longer.
Well, that's one of those routines though that you no longer have. You have no beard appointment, you have no haircut, and it's something that you don't even think about. So I'll say this. I, as you know, decided to stop cutting my hair years ago. But until then, you just have this routine ingrained in you, right? You go get your hair cut, and people are freaking out without this. You don't even think about how important it is. When you have it, it's an afterthought. But people are marching to town hall with loaded weapons because they want a haircut, man.
Which I don't get. Why? That's
like a last concern. But
I'm an every 6-week haircut guy now. I didn't used to be, but I'm on that schedule now, so I'm used to it. Nobody sees me except my wife. If she cares that much about the length of my hair and wants to divorce me over not getting a haircut, then we have bigger problems. But nobody else is fucking seeing me. Who cares how long my hair is?
I don't understand what the big deal is.
No, me either.
And it's almost as if it upsets people themselves, though. It's what they think the perception of others will be, but they don't like it. Are you uncomfortable not having your haircut? What's the deal with that?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm wearing a hat right now.
I know.
I am now wearing a hat 24/7.
Yeah, like if you're so embarrassed, wear a hood. I don't know, paper bag, whatever you need to do. But
Michael, how long's your hair? Is it getting there?
Yeah.
He's taking off his hat. We'll narrate.
Wow.
You should do a mohawk, like a legit mohawk.
Yeah.
Get some Elmer's glue.
True top knot
for the
now.
first time in when did I last straighten my hair?
Straighten
it
your
had
hair?
to be senior year in high school. I'm straighten.
Right.
Because my hair curls and froze.
So does mine.
And with the cut, so people that don't know, I shaved the sides of my head. So now that's growing out, I can't do what I usually do because it froze. And my side of my head is growing out thick too. I got about an inch on the side of my head, so I have to straighten my hair or it's just a fucking mess.
Hey, and listen, you're looking at another month at least. When do you think the goddamn salons are going to really open back up? It's not going to be the first thing.
No, it won't be until
July,
in
it for a month.
June or July.
Well,
Can
what?
you
The first stage is what? Manufacturing and...
Yeah, manufacturing and like
we got
processing plants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Listen,
services in phase 2, which is
do you have any idea how long it's going to take to get an appointment once that stuff opens back up? No. That shit's going to be out of control. So hair salons are about to be toilet paper. That's what's happening.
My thing is, so I literally had a hair appointment the day after everything shut down. So I was like there. Right, I needed a haircut the day
you're on the
day this started.
Edge.
I needed it. So I'll be the first person to get rescheduled or whatever into a open spot. But do I want to go back that soon? Just because the New York says, hey, you can go get your haircut. I'm not so sure I want to get my haircut right off the bat. So who knows how long it's going to be until my fucking hair gets cut? I could end up looking like you. I looked like you in high school.
You're not far off, let me tell you right now. And also, I think that there's a big opportunity for us to cosplay as a group of homeless guys. I really think we should check that out sometime, you know? Maybe it'll stretch into Halloween and things will kind of loosen up and we can be like we can get an old shopping cart. Come on.
He's just trying to drag us into his niche of looking like a bum at work. I ain't getting sucked into that, sir.
I'm already there now.
Yeah.
We could be ZZ Top.
Let me tell you. Yeah, man, we could be a great jam band, the three of us. It's on. Well, I'll tell you what. Michael does mock me. He says I look homeless at work. Perhaps if a homeless guy dressed up. But that's another thing. That's a good segue because I want to transition into how our work routines have changed. Are you gentlemen enjoying not dressing up?
Yes.
Because I haven't worn a tie. I haven't worn a tie in 2 months, man.
I'm enjoying that.
So I will say when quarantine first happened, I stayed in sweatpants and sweatshirts the entire time, and it crushed me. My mood was just, I was numb and it sucked. So I actually started putting on jeans for, like, if I have a lot of meetings lined up, I'll wear polos or something just because it's some sort of normalcy for me.
See,
if I don't do it, then I feel awful not doing it.
Everyone laughs at me. I wear jeans every day.
Really?
Yeah, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like I just wear jeans every single day. Like I don't wear like pajama pants or sweatpants. Like I don't own sweatpants.
But this
I'll
is
wear
the
like
first time
athletic
you've been
shorts
trapped.
in the summer maybe.
Well, yeah, but now for the first time ever, you're just in your home. Don't you want to be more comfortable?
No, dude, I'm working from the couch. I'm not even working at a
Oh.
desk, bro.
You want to know something? That is a thing for me that kind of relates to what Michael was saying. When he's saying I started to feel like shit wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Well, it's the same for me if I don't have a specific area where I do work. So, like, I have this small little bedroom in the back of my apartment, so, like, I'm in here, like, all day. I don't want to be on the couch because I have to have that delineating line that tells me when the damn day is over, you know? There's got to be, like, some sort of safe space. That was, like, the most important thing for me to change. But, man, I don't miss dressing up, and I didn't think I'd ever work shirtless for a straight month.
Oh, God.
Hey, listen, man, that's the way to be. Why? I don't understand why anyone's wearing a shirt at all. We're all stuck home.
I wear
why
like
are we wearing shirts?
a white T-shirt every day and jeans. Like I'm not like looking nice, but I'm also not wearing like flannel pajama pants and like a. I don't know. I don't
understand it.
I'm cool with basketball shorts, and that's literally it.
But that's like once jeans are too hot.
You know,
then I lounge in those.
One day he's gonna join a goddamn conference call and forget his cameras off.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
And it was the last day Brian worked.
Brian's gonna evolve into someone that wears like a tracksuit every day. It'll start. We'll be stuck in quarantine in October, and he's gonna be like, "God, I'm really cold in my basketball shorts. You know what I could wear? Adidas tracksuit."
He's gonna turn into
look like
an
Armenian
Eastern
or
European.
something. Yeah. Look at that beard and that hair.
He has the gold chain.
And then imagine the tracksuit with that face.
Yeah, it works.
Ugh.
You could wear your wife beater underneath it, and you could show a little chest hair with unzip.
It's like in the Polish mafia or something.
Polish
I don't think that is going to be a thing.
I think it's a good look.
No,
I think you could pull off two things: shaving your head, tracksuit.
Yeah,
those are the two things I think you can do.
Shaving my head and wearing a tracksuit. I feel like
at the same time.
You are giving me this advice, and I'm sitting here, and like in my imagination, Admiral Akbar pops up, and he's just like, "It's a trap."
I've shown you the picture of your doppelganger with the shaved head.
Yeah, I know. That was.
That's
thing.
it. I'm basing it on that alone.
I could.
Unless
do
you've
it. I
got
will
like
shave my head eventually.
I think
once
you
the
can
hair
pull
runs
it
out.
off.
Yeah, once the hair runs out. Hey, but you know what? There's
it's
a lot
hanging
of it
tough.
still, so it's hanging tough, man.
It doesn't
I don't
want to let go.
No, listen. Listen. I'm telling you what, it's hanging in there. I'm keeping a close eye on it. So we'll get there. I don't know. You guys have full heads of hair, don't you? Mm-hmm. No baldness in the Jason or Michael clan, huh? That's some bullshit. Oh well, I don't know. I feel like there's other things that you had to change too, and one of the things that I love most is being able to kind of like go outside on my lunch break. Do you guys go outside? What's your deal with that?
So
You don't go outside? What are you doing?
Mike just sits in his room.
First of all, let me tell you something. You know that stupid meme that kept getting posted about like how it's introverts have been preparing for this? This shit is my life. The fact that I can't go out and I don't have to make an excuse to go out, like, or make an excuse on why I can't go out, like, I'm such in my comfort zone right now. So before I moved, I was going for walks, and I was going for walks daily. But then I moved and I do stuff around the house. So I'm getting my activity while doing stuff around the house, but I don't go outside to go outside because everything I love is inside. I might sit on my patio and read, but that's about it.
Man, I can stay inside for like a day or two, and then at the end of that second day, I start to feel really shitty.
Oh, because everything out there I hate. People.
Oh, really? I have to get like the moment I step outside and there's like open sky, clear, fresh air, I like instantaneously start to feel
window?
better.
But that's a different...
Dude, no.
Those two things are different, though. That's not introvert. Introvert isn't, I don't like the outside. Mike just doesn't like that when he goes out and sees the open sky and fresh air, that there are fucking people to bother him there. It's like if you took him out to a meadow somewhere with no people, he'd be perfectly fine doing that.
That's so funny. When I also am not always a fan of seeing people in public, depending on the setting, right? People are so annoying, and this just makes it worse. We've got a deadly virus around. People have no regard. I go out, right? But one thing that's changing me in the pandemic is when I do go outside and I go on my walks, I see people, and I'm like hyper aggressive in my mind towards that person. Like I'll see someone, I'll be like, that motherfucker better get on the other side of the road. I'm thinking in my head, and I'm just like, I swear to God, they better not come near me. They better put their mask up. Like I get super aggressive, like. And I feel like other people are reacting the same way. Have you noticed how aggressive people are out in public? In your brief stints in public, people are going mad. They're wound real tight. Wound real tight, and people are just like ready. I go to Wegmans and people are ready to throw down. Like it is just like if you're in someone's way, you're reaching for the same jar of peanut butter. It's the last peanut butter. Someone's not getting Peter Pan. They're gonna have to get that Jif crap. It is unbelievable. All right,
you're the only person looking for that Peter Pan. So luckily for you're
someone
safe
suggested that we get a counter for every bad opinion Brian has. I'm starting to think that's a real thing we need to do.
My opinions aren't bad. They're refined, and you are incapable of grasping the reality of what we have going on. Okay.
Ding.
Yeah, ding.
Okay,
counter one.
So Peter Pan over Jif.
Ding.
Wrong.
That's one.
Yep,
Peter
sure
Pan
is.
peanut butter over Jif. Jif is garbage.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding.
Continue. Anyway, next. That's one. We'll count it 100 times, but that's one.
We can count it 100 times, but Jif is traitorous paste. I will not even. What else? I love yellow Starburst. They're delicious.
Ding.
I want you to make a poll on the YouTube fucking thing and find out because yellow Starburst.
You just turned 80 for a second there.
Yeah.
Those inner tube things.
Listen, yellow Starbursts are delicious, as are all the flavors of Starburst. Who's saying this is a disgusting Starburst?
It's called the dad flavor for a reason because it's always the one left over that dad has.
It is the black jelly bean of Starbursts. You eat it because it's left.
So in 3 rapid successions, you fired off 3 wrong opinions, so keep going.
Those are great opinions. I don't know what else you think are bad opinions, considering that they're all great. You're going to have to tell me.
You think that all ketchup tastes the same?
And that was proven wrong. I will wave the white flag on that one.
All right. You love Grateful Dead.
The Grateful Dead, they're great. I love the Grateful Dead. What's
That's
wrong with
why
that?
It's in their name.
Grateful Dead.
That's not where I was
Anyway,
going. But I
we'll
don't see a
just we
problem.
have a couple. We'll just ding. Mike and I will just make a ding sound every time you bring up one of your bad opinions.
All right, I like
baseball
it.
bat in the apocalypse, ding. Big
Ding.
fucking ding.
Ding.
Well, I'd like
Multiple
this to
people
be-
agreed. Ding.
Yeah.
I'd like this to be a running theme then. If every time you hear a phenomenal opinion, you ding. That's the agreement.
Maybe
right?
I'll get a ding sound. And I will legitimately add it in post. I'm thinking about doing that.
That would
We
be
can keep
pretty
like a
cool.
running tally, but it'll depend on how many times you do it and how much work it is for me to do. It could
Every
get
episode
tedious.
he leads is probably gonna be ding riddled.
What are you talking about? This is an interesting time for us. This is not the time for bad
So,
opinions.
I didn't
this
really-
is the time for discovery.
I didn't answer your
didn't
question.
wa-
I'm an introvert,
Oh, please.
like Michael, right? I skew more
Yes.
that way. I still have to go outside. Like I'm running outside. Britt and I are taking walks outside. I have to get outside.
Got it.
I have dogs, which helps because I have to take them outside, right? That's not optional. So I'm outside. I need to be outside a little bit. I hope not to run into humans while I'm outside. So I agree with them
Agree.
there. But I've also noticed people in my neighborhood anyway are really good about just like crossing the street. No one's getting real hype with each other. It's just like you see someone like 2 blocks away. You're like, ooh, I'll give it a block. And if they haven't moved, one of us is going to have to move. And that's pretty much it. It's been pretty easy in my neighborhood anyway. I haven't really gone anywhere else.
So my neighborhood, it's a cul-de-sac, and my first night here, all the houses in the cul-de-sac, we sat in the center of the cul-de-sac and drank beer and talked the whole time. So I will say there is some human interaction occurring with me. Not quite social distancing distance. Yeah,
Michael. Well,
breaking the fucking law.
2 weeks before we can talk to Mike again. So
Oh, jeez. He's got it. I
But
see
yeah, no, I prefer the inside. Like I said, I'll go outside when I need to. If I read a book, I'll read out on my patio. But yeah, I'm not heavily I will tell you what has impacted me the most is working from home. And it was just that first 2 weeks was rough because you don't realize like the interaction we're having now, how different it is not in person. And like you're doing something and not to be able to like turn to your right or left and talk to somebody in person, that had a huge impact on me. Like that just killed me for a while. And then I finally got used to it and was able to kind of get more comfortable with it. But yeah, the first 2 weeks were rough for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Working from home shows me why everyone I work with that's never worked in an office is just like they feel so out of the loop because it's so hard to feel like you're a part of something. You have to like reevaluate how you view community and interaction. It's fucking wild.
I like it better.
I
I'm
know you
growing
do.
to like it better. It's
It's fine.
not. It's I miss
but
this, right? I miss like sitting down at lunch and like shooting the shit and like being able to walk down, talk to you at your desk, turn to my left, talk to Mike. You know what I mean? That stuff is obviously not ideal to have that missing. But then there's so much other extraneous nonsense shit I have to deal with working in an office. Like I'm not tempted by anything. I'm not tempted by bad food here. I'm not tempted by soda. I'm not tempted by anything. I exercise more. I walk more. Like everything about working from home has been better for me.
Yeah, outside the mental aspect of it, like I'm not eating junk food as much.
That's true.
I stopped drinking soda a while ago, but like I said to Jason earlier, I haven't had caffeine in 3 weeks, which is just killing me. Not even tea, because usually I substitute coffee for tea, and now not even that. I've been eating and drinking a lot better because of it.
Yeah,
yeah,
I haven't had
absolutely.
I haven't
feel
had
like-
fried food in
Wow.
however long this lockdown's been. Probably for the first time of that length in my whole life, which is sad as fuck. But
I can't say that
incredibly true.
I did have Taco Bell breakfast.
Ooh, wow.
Oh,
I
I'm
did.
never awake in time.
Really? What time do
Dude,
they
I
stop
really
serving
just-
Taco Bell breakfast? You start work at 9.
Oh, I'm driving out to Taco Bell and then back to work. Not happening.
I
There's
don't know
no
what
way.
you're doing. That's your life.
Well, I'm not.
Maybe, yeah, you just want to feel like you're commuting to work and you just drive in circles.
Yeah, I suppose I could. I don't know. I've only had
Those
like
Cinnabon
twice,
delights, dude.
But listen, there's going to be instances where there's a couple people that you have Taco Bell a few times here and there. But I think that health is a huge thing for this period of lockdown, right? Because it sounds like the three of us are eating a lot better, right? We're cooking at home more. We can't just constantly go out if we wanted to, right? If things aren't as available as they were, the delivery's more expensive, etc., right? But then there's a whole subset of people, many of my friends, many people I know, they're eating like worse than they did before this.
Yeah, Grubhubbing every meal.
Yep, they're Grubhubbing everything. They're not doing anything. They're not taking time to kind of get out there and move around. I mean, we're moving around probably less than we would if we weren't stuck inside all day, right? Even if you are going outside, maybe not you, Jason.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, though, there's a big divide in how it's impacting people's health, man. Listen, fatties like me go into lockdown, come out looking like, Matthew McConaughey, and then, people be going in.
Ding.
Yep. That's a fair ding. I'll
Like
agree.
Dallas Buyers Club McConaughey?
Listen,
You're going to go that far?
Hey, you never know. And then you probably got some slimmies going in that are going to basically roll themselves out when the lockdown's lifted, I think.
Yeah.
So that's my call.
I mean, I think that I am actually more active, but I'm more active because of how aware I am of how inactive I could be. You know what I mean? So I'm like overdoing
easy.
it because I'm like, oh shit, if I'm not really mentally thinking about going harder than usual, I stand to come out of this worse than I came in, which is not how I want it to go. So I'm walking or running somewhere in between. I think my Fitbit says like 15 to 20 to 25,000 steps a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually like 15 is like the maximum when
I
I'm
will
not
say-
in lockdown. So a little more.
I will say I am getting a bike soon, I'm able to store a bike now that I have space to store a bike, so I will be riding. I don't like walking. I don't like running. It hurts my old knees. So, but yeah, I feel like I am just more active. And I know I said all I do is sit inside, but I have stuff I do around the house now. So like I'm up and around and doing things, where in my apartment I had 2 rooms and that was it.
Yeah, that's true.
So Brian, I know you've been exercising more. Yes.
Yeah, I have. I've been exercising way. Well, I started at the first of the year, and I've been kind of like working on a routine, and that's one of the things that shifted is can't go to the goddamn gym anymore. I was going, 5 times a week, and it was awesome, and I was like 2.5 months deep in that, and then boom, I can't go anymore. So I've been going out, I've been walking, I've been trying to jog a little bit more. I'm not much of a runner, but I'm getting there. And I bought a jump rope, and that's been my big thing. I bought a jump rope. And I was trying to get to 200 jump ropes by the end of April, and it was way too hard, and I'm way too fat. So I got to like 100, like 65's like my record, and I like regularly
I feel
it's
like
a lot of jump ropes, dude.
That's
I'm
impressive,
like,
man.
I'm sucking wind, man. But like I generally average about like 140. I did a bunch today actually earlier. It was good.
I don't
times,
think I
but,
could get up to there.
Well, dude, I'll send you the link. You should buy the jump rope. Jason bought the jump rope. It's
I
only
did.
$5 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't
Jason bought the
expensive.
jump
I bought
rope.
one. Solidarity. I bought a solidarity jump rope with Brian.
Th-
I don't
this
use
shit's
it as
hard.
much as he does because I'm bad at it. I'm like
Dude,
I'm trying to
I'm
do it like
ridiculous
barefoot
at it.
in the house and like whacking my toes and shit, and I'm like, god damn it. So
dude.
I go a couple days before that pain like goes away in my brain, and then I'll do it again and I'll hit my toe again and be like, fuck this stupid jump rope. And
Get
I'll
a
throw it away.
flashback. Oh no.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
my
it's
toes.
crazy. But I've been kind of looking into maybe buying like an exercise bike or something, because I got to imagine the gyms aren't opening for months, and I don't know, exercise bikes are easy to store, so we'll see.
This is usually the time of year when people have given up on their resolutions, and
There it is.
and those things go in. But now that everyone's locked down, it might not be the year to pick one up
Yeah.
for cheap on Craigslist or
But
whatever.
they're probably super expensive right now, like mics and
Maybe.
office equipment went up in price. Probably.
Ugh.
physical
You
equipment did
might
too.
not be wrong, but I would invest in one. I don't know if there's a price you can put on your health. right?
Yeah, that's
I don't
right.
know. Maybe. I suppose there
What
is.
the hell was that?
I suppose there is.
He was
It's
he was
about
100 again for a couple seconds.
I felt like we were just about to get it felt like we were about to get a YouTube ad for fucking Pinnacle or whatever fucking stupid bikes are called. Your wife is fat.
Fuck,
Get her a
what are
bike
those
for
called?
yeah.
Yes.
Pelotons, man.
Peloton.
Your wife
That
is
shit's
fat.
like-
Get her a bike.
No, let me. That shit's like $2,000. I looked into it.
Yeah, Britt wants one bad.
Oh, they're amazing. It is amazing.
I don't like to bike.
I
I might buy a Peloton treadmill, but I'm not buying a fucking Peloton exercise bike.
Well, it's got the screen in the community and the
So
thing
does
you
the
join
treadmill.
and like. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's like you
Zoom
can act like you're
conference.
running through a place. That's the coolest part. Where it's like, oh, look at this
Really?
mountain road somewhere, and it'll like increase the incline automatically to go with what you're seeing on the screen. It's cool.
Include VR into that shit, and you got something. Just a screen
Oh.
like, oh, look at the Alps. Cool.
Oh, okay. Imagine a disgusting VR helmet 6 months after someone's working out every day with that
True.
thing on.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Sure.
Dude, my cousin back in the day used to play like hockey, and I used to see his like gear at the end of the season. I feel like that's what your VR helmet would look like. It'd be
You know what?
fucking yellow.
I'd rather look at a picture of the Alps than the same fucking 50 buildings I jog by every time I'm
Yeah.
outside. Oh, look, it's
Yeah,
the
but
house I've
things
seen 3 times
around
this
it
week.
change.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. At any rate, I'm more active. You're more active. Mike seems to be busy,
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
but not more active.
Hey,
At least not
fair
yet.
enough, man.
But that's good. At least
Yeah.
we're
So that's
we're all
a
paying
positive
attention to
change.
it.
And I think that that's something that it is that being on lockdown has given people, right? I think that hopefully people have found abilities to stay healthy and engage themselves in physical activities that they haven't before, or maybe didn't have the time to, or didn't have the focus to do so, right? Sometimes you got to take everything away before you can realize what's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there will be permanent changes when we go back. What do you guys let me ask you two. Do you think there's permanent changes, permanent things that have changed as mankind's hive mind has been stuck inside for months? Or do you
Like,
think
will
everyone's
change
just gonna like
policy?
habits and bullshit human beings do? Or
Oh,
do you
not
think
like
everyone's just
policy-wise.
rushing back in?
This right here, I think many companies will forego traveling and sending people and use this medium we're using now.
I think offices are going to be in line with that too. I think some people are going to be like, we didn't lose any productivity at all. We could have saved 20 grand the last couple months on office space. Fuck that.
You will see
Everybody work from
larger
home.
companies. Correct. You will see larger companies who want to shut down offices, force people to work from home because it's
Yeah.
better that way.
It's better for them that way, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, there are
tough to
things that are
manage.
impacted by that. I mean, it impacts real estate, it impacts property values, it impacts, demographic areas where there's office buildings and stuff. It does have a shift. It's almost like the way that internet shopping impacted small businesses. It's very similar to that, I think, and that is a slippery slope for some. I for one am a social butterfly, and I would be devastated if I didn't have a place to go into work. I love going into work. I love seeing people.
Yeah, I don't need it. We've proven that I don't need it. I would make sure that I got out to get everybody together to go eat lunch and hang out and shit more. If I like the people I work with, it's the only reason I work where I work and have worked where I've worked for as long as I have, right? That's pretty well established. So,
Yeah, hell yeah.
if they closed the office, the reason why I don't hang out with everyone all the time is I hang out with everybody all goddamn day, 5 days a week. You know what I mean? I don't need to go and see people after work every day. I see them for 8 hours in a lot of
That's
cases.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
if
That's why we see you outside of work once a year.
that's right. It's like my
an
Groundhog
event.
Day thing. It's like, does Jason see a
Yeah.
shadow? Okay.
It's coming out once.
That's right. Once, maybe twice if he doesn't see a shadow. But
Yeah.
if I didn't see everybody, I'd be more inclined to do that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, sure.
I think that's how I would combat that if it happened. If they were like, all right, well, we're closing the office, I'd be like, all right, well, we need to have a standing arrangement where we're going out to eat this day. every couple weeks, and we're
Yeah.
going to go get lunch. We're going to like fucking hang out and shit. But like,
Yeah.
otherwise, I don't really need to be in the office to have social interactions with people I have to just deal with as opposed to enjoy,
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
That's just me.
I think you will see also. I think this is also kind of not the nail in the coffin, but this is definitely another push towards that ledge for retail.
Like physical retail?
Physical retail. Though most were considered essential, a lot of people did everything online. To the point where Uber was just like, you know what, we're going to buy Grubhub and get our foot into part of that market instead of people the convenience of getting stuff delivered to you. So I think you're going to see a bigger push towards companies merging together and going online exclusively because it's easier all around.
Did I miss that? Did Uber actually buy Grubhub, or did they just have their
put
Uber
in
Eats
an
thing?
I thought they attempted to.
They attempted
okay.
to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But they have their own.
Yeah,
they have
excuse
their
me.
own thing, right?
Correct. Uber Eats, but they wanted
the big
that
established one.
Grubhub dollars.
Got it.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty, but like I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm not even going to Wegmans. We're getting shit Instacarted right now. It's not worth the hassle. I'm not gonna go out there to put on a mask to have to expose myself to like shit. Why would I take any extra chance when I can I can pay a couple bucks and forego that precaution and be like, all right, well, that person needs a job right now, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So they're going to go anyway, whether it's me or the other guy. So I'm going to not go to the grocery store, pay that person so that they can keep themselves afloat, and now everybody's happy. I'm safe at home. That person is getting paid and doing something they'd be doing anyway, and here we are. Like, I don't need to go to Wegmans, I don't need to go to fucking Home Depot or Lowe's. Like, I'll just order it online.
Well, I respect that, but I go to the store, but not frequently. I'll go like every 2.5, 3 weeks, and I like to pick out my own produce. And I gotta say, I think that even though I am raising the risk, and I know that little time out does help mental health for me. I don't know.
Mental
just
health
helps.
is huge, man.
Yeah, it just gets me out there. I got a task. I feel like it's exciting. I'm masked up. I'm wearing gloves. I'm scaring the shit out of people wearing aviators and a bandana and shit. So, like, I don't know.
The produce
Usually-
thing is legit. Like, we don't get... The produce we get is hit or miss, to be polite.
Yeah, they just grab the first one.
Yeah, whatever thing they see, they check it off the fucking list and get moving. Like
Yep.
trying to get an avocado from fucking
Right,
Instacart
yeah.
from Wegmans
Are you kidding
is
me?
goddamn impossible.
I've seen the guys working the Instacart. Some of them fine, upstanding citizens.
That was me gathering things into a basket. I pantomimed for those who can't see.
I thought your dog farted or
You
something.
shocked
Yeah.
me. Listen, he's wavy. He's flailing
that
over there. I think he's,
that was me.
Anyways,
That was
though,
me just putting things
Listen.
off of a shelf into a basket.
You
it
would
was a
make
bad.
very
It was a
good
bad pantomime.
Yeah.
Point
not good.
taken. Got it. Sorry.
Some of these Instacart folks, they look fine. They look like they do a good job. Some of them look like the same people I see selling crystals outside of Dark Star Orchestra concerts. So all I'm saying is you don't know which Instacart delivery person you're going to get.
Like
and
you?
I don't want the one that's throwing my peppers around.
You don't want the one that looks like you.
I'm about to say, are we all agreeing that the people that
You're the
look-
guy who looks like you
it's
and sell
Brian,
crystals
right?
outside of
No,
Dark
it's
Star Orchestra?
No.
If the picture
Please.
came up
No.
with who was collecting my Instacart and it was Brian, I'd be like, yeah, no.
That's so fucked, man. But
God, my
I'll
groceries
tell you
smell like
what.
patchouli oil.
I know how to pick out an avocado, but after I got to imagine though that after your 800th Instacart transaction,
not
you're
giving
like,
a
I
shit
don't give a
about-
fuck about
Yeah.
this avocado. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, I got 42 left to fill, and
Yeah.
I still have to find a ripe avocado.
Yep.
Nope, I'm
You're
out.
getting rock hard avocados. You're not making any kind of guac.
We just
That's
stopped ordering them.
unacceptable.
We were like, fuck it, we'll
Dude,
just
yeah.
get pre-made guacamole then. Forget it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's impossible. Like, it's unbelievable. You cannot get a good, avocado. Oranges for me are very similar. You gotta
yeah,
pick out
dude.
an orange. Yeah.
Oh, I will say one thing to add. Maybe this is back, but I feel like mom and pop shops are going to grow exponentially. And I say that because at least personally for me and people that I know, when they do order out, they're not ordering out from big places. They're ordering out from mom and pops. And there is I don't care who you are, there is a quality difference when you do that, and I don't think you go back. I don't think people go back. So I do think that you start to see places like Applebee's that are already on the decline, places like that, those chain restaurants. There's going to be some that stay in existence, but I do see the decline for those are going to continue to go down.
You're always going to have lower middle class people who can't afford the increase in quality to fucking sit down and fill up a fucking Applebee's. You're right. There will be less of them. There might not be an Applebee's and a Chili's. There might be one or the other, right? It's like what happened over by by Katie's Wegmans.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A Chili's moved in, and less than a years later, that Chili's moved out because there's
grand
enough
opening,
people
grand closing.
Yeah, there's enough people to fill that Applebee's, but they weren't interested in that shitty fucking Chili's. They didn't want it.
But
not enough to make.
Which is ridiculous to me because what the hell is the difference between Chili's and Applebee's?
Nothing.
It's the same fucking
Applebee's,
thing.
the Applebee's has been there for 10 years. That's the difference.
Yeah. Dare I say, and you can ding me if you want, but dare I say Chili's is even better than Applebee's.
Ding.
Really? Oh, I don't know, Mike. That might be a.
They're all
for
terrible.
You. Well,
they're all
okay,
terrible.
that's fine.
Yeah, they are.
If you had to
I
pick,
agree
if you
with
were made to pick Chili's or Applebee's,
I actually I don't think I've been to Chili's. Yeah.
ever?
I haven't been to Chili's since I was like 11.
I was gonna say I've been to an Applebee's more recently.
They had good nachos at Chili's, is what I remember.
But
I haven't been there in a long time either, and better fries.
But I think what I know what you're saying, because there is, when people think mom and pop, they tend to think like, oh, it's fresher ingredients, up price, and things like that. But I think this type of the quarantine has shown people the prices aren't that much different, and there are mom and pop shops that do cater to different
socioeconomic levels.
Yeah, socioeconomic. Yeah, thank you. So, I see what you're saying. Yes, McDonald's and Applebee's and things will cater to a group of people that will always use them, but I do think you will see a rise in mom and pop shops because.
Oh yeah, I agree because they're trying to survive. That's why. And that is the difference. When you're trying to survive, you fight for your life. You focus on that customer experience. You cater every single interaction. You make sure that your business and your interactions have like a face and personality to them. Who cares what's going on with, I hate to say it, but Best Buy and Target. They're doing curbside pickup right now, and they're about the same as always, and they could take this for a year or two and not really feel it in the wallet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. They're not. Target doesn't care about improving your customer experience.
Yeah, the only reason those places exist still, in my opinion, is that people like to go and physically see and touch a thing before they buy it. That's it. Why would you ever buy anything in a Target or a Walmart or a Best Buy on there instead of on Amazon, except for, well, is that I see the dimensions, but like how big does that look? You know what I mean? Like I can't visualize what this looks like. Is this made of like cheap shitty MDF or does it feel solid? Is this lamp whatever? Like that kind of shit is the only reason I would ever go to one of those instead of Amazon. They're just as bad as fucking Amazon. They're not any better of a company, so why do I care? It's the only reason. I would be like, if I were going to buy a TV, I'd be like, I want to go see how that TV looks at Best Buy before I buy it.
Well, true, but there's also like immediate needs, like, oh, I need shampoo, or I want to get like these, type of toiletry type things or cleaning solution and shit like that. I'd go to Target. Oh, I need a new trash can. I'm not gonna buy that on Amazon. I can go run to the store and get it.
Yep.
But do you need a trash can right now? Because my thing is, I think what'll come back is
maybe I would like a trash.
I
can
did
right
need a
now.
trash bin right now.
I think like the town store thing needs to come back. I think we need to take a step backwards.
I love that.
Where like I can go and I can get garbage bags and fucking paper towels and those sort of things at like this little, and I guess grocery store expands to that, so that's fine. Yeah. Right. So like that kind of stuff that you're talking about, you can all get at a grocery store. You don't have to go to Target.
Correct.
Well, a garbage can you don't need right this second. You can order a garbage can on Amazon, if you wanted to, right? You don't need to go and see a garbage can usually.
I'd like to see the family store come back, man.
I think so.
The family store is a cornerstone of Americana. I'd like that back. Get rid of the fucking Walgreens and give me, some random privately owned store where I can go in and feel like one of the family.
That's a thing that could still.
Is that me being 80 again?
No, that's a thing that could still. That's a thing that exists in Webster. Mike loves the place. That's Hagedorn's.
Go to
That's
Hagedorn's.
an independent.
Even in Irondequoit, we still shop at Hagedorn's.
I do love Hagedorn's. It's a good place. It's too far away though.
You could start this, Brian. Brighton's the right place. Brighton is the
a
kind of
great
place that'd
place
be
to
like,
do
if
that at.
Tops ever shuts down in that plaza, you go, well, I'm open Brian's fucking market, and everyone would shit a
And
brick.
Tops, that's a huge lot. You're setting me up to fail.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a trap.
such is the way of America, Brian. Sink or swim. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, etc.
Listen, if I have bad opinions, Jason has bad advice.
There you go.
For every bad opinion I have, Jason's like, you could buy a box store and turn it into your own palace of price. It's like, how am I gonna fill that damn thing?
You just live in half of it. And then
The Tops can't even stay open. How am I supposed to make it stay open? They have all the money. Oh my god. I don't know, man. I'm trying to limit TV screen time. I
can't do that. That's my whole life right now.
I know you.
No, false.
No,
You're crazy.
no. Listen,
Why? The quality of TV
because
it's the best it's been in a long time. So.
I agree, but it's so easy to just get trapped in this loop, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I just watched 6.5 hours of Hoarders.
And what were you going to do instead?
When are you watching 6.5 hours of Hoarders? After work?
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
you're making dinner, you're hanging out. Like, you're really watching TV that long at night?
Maybe not 6.5 hours, but I did just watch season 5 of Hoarders.
Why? There's such good TV on, and
because Mike hates reality TV. I am with
As
you.
do I. I do too. Reality TV is the absence of intellectualism. I hate it as well.
However,
sometimes I'm not the only decider.
Oh, bullshit. I don't want to hear that as a fucking excuse.
You think I control
It's all her fault. It's not my fault that I watched
No,
Hoarders
that's
for
not
5 hours.
No, those were not
This is recorded as evidence now,
Yeah.
Brian. You know right?
That was not. Well, she doesn't respect me enough to listen to my podcast. So
That's good.
No, I'm just kidding. She loves it. But for real though, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes you just gotta binge TV for a while. I've discovered some marvelous shows while
There's
I'm
fantastic shows on.
I'm like 20 years late, but I'm watching I'm watching my first time through The Sopranos right now. I never would have done that if it weren't for lockdown, just because I don't know. I was always like, yeah, it's great, but it's so old at this point that I was like, forget it. Like, why would I watch it? And then I was bored, and I was like, well, you know what? There's a lot of episodes of The Sopranos I could watch. Here we are.
That it's great. The Sopranos is great. I've come to find
I'm learning a lot about your culture, Brian. An awful lot about your culture.
Hey, forget about it.
That's
but
right.
listen.
Do you call sauce gravy? So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you?
Do not start calling sauce gravy.
I said, do you?
I not
call
me. Sauce gravy.
I said, do you call sauce gravy?
I call sauce gravy for a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
So it's like gabagool.
I'm not calling
You're
it
not calling
gravy.
capicola gabagool.
No, I will actually say gabagool.
Okay.
So
right.
There's a differentiation there.
Sure. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was just going to comment that HBO's shows are so goddamn good that if you compare an HBO show to any show on any other streaming service, even the best, it's literally like putting, the Sistine Chapel against a crayon drawing. Like, it's some bullshit how much shittier every other streaming service is than HBO, in my opinion. Like, even the best that they have to offer on Netflix and stuff.
I can entertain myself for one day of their content.
I want better. HBO
An
They've got
exaggeration.
lots of content. They have a huge, impressive back catalog of stuff. They do.
They don't.
If you had never watched anything on HBO, Michael, you could watch.
No shit.
You could. You could
I
have
haven't
a
read through
fucking-
the Library of Congress yet. Think of
You
all
could
the
have a
material
fucking
there.
year. You know, but I'm saying on just solid shit, you could like entertain
Yeah.
yourself for a couple hours a night for a year on HBO's
Yes.
back catalog.
Yes, agreed.
We've talked about this, and
And it would
maybe
all
we
be
can
this
talk
good.
about this again. And it's a content over quality thing, right? Like I have said, Netflix has plenty of good to great quality shows, and more of them.
Than
HBO has
HBO?
HBO has more higher quality shows, but fewer shows altogether.
All right, so here's my question for you. Name me a show on Netflix that you think meets
Super
the
8.
level of quality. That's not is that a show on Netflix?
Yes, it is.
What show?
Jason, have you seen this?
What show is it?
Super
Super
8.
8.
You mean Sense8?
Or Sense8, sorry.
Super 8. Super 8's
Super
a
8,
Spielberg
Sense8,
movie.
yeah.
This guy over here.
Wasn't that about aliens or
Sense8.
some shit? Anyway,
You think so? You
Sense8 was
think
a-
Sense8
Sense8 was
is
like
HBO
a
level?
was a what? It was Wachowski brothers, right? Or the Wachowskis, whatever.
The Wachowskis,
whatever
no,
they're
yeah,
referred
yeah.
to as now. I think that is. I think if HBO did that show, it would have been better. And I
Yeah,
think it
that's
also
what I'm
would have
saying.
made it more than it wouldn't have. They wouldn't have let it
But
die so fast.
Was that not also one of their first like premiere shows they did too? Netflix.
It was.
It was-
You picked a good one. You picked a strong one. I'll
It
give
was
you that.
towards the beginning of like them going all out on
for like
their
really
own
big
content.
budget stuff?
Yeah.
yeah, because they had
And
like
they
Orange is
had
the New
to
Black
stop doing it
before
because
that. House of
they had to
Cards
stop doing it
before
because they
that.
were running out of money.
Yeah, but I gotta
All
say,
right,
Sense8's a good choice. But the only thing I think Sense8's not a bad suggestion. I would say that Stranger Things lives up to HBO quality level. That's
Yeah,
it.
That's
That's it though.
false. That's not the only one.
No way. That's it. That's the only one in
Nope.
my opinion.
False.
Stranger Things would be like in the middle of the pack in HBO, whereas it's like the head of the class on Netflix.
Brian, how about your most favorite Netflix show?
Oh, what's my most favorite Netflix show? BoJack Horseman.
Well, that's
It is
one.
my most.
I
That's
thought
another
I was
one
gonna go with
that's
the
up there.
OA.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. My emotional wounds haven't healed. How the fuck are they going to cancel that? And that's another thing HBO doesn't
garbage?
do. You just are too simple to understand it. It's not garbage.
It wasn't. You act like it was complex. The only thing complex was how they got from A to B. A to B was called out at A. You knew what was going to happen.
Listen, that is one thing HBO doesn't do. HBO doesn't pull the rug out from under you when a show's struggling. Netflix is so quick to cancel shit that I love because they over, produce everything. They have too many goddamn shows. HBO will take a show
agree.
like Westworld. Westworld season 2, it was divisive. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. It didn't have as hot of a response. HBO didn't say, fuck Westworld, we're canceling you. They said, okay, how do we continue to redevelop the show, move the story forward, and deliver something better than last time? And they did it, and it was great. And honestly,
Is it over?
It's over. Yes, you should watch it.
Oh, good.
They
I was
shortened-
waiting for it to end, and then I'm gonna watch through it.
Yep. The unfortunate thing is they shortened the episode content from 10 to 8. However, story's tighter, moves along. I enjoyed it. It was
Man.
I know.
You go
No,
back and
quality
you
over
watch.
quantity.
You go back and you watch shows from the '90s, and I'm not saying they're the same quality. It's a different thing. But there were like 24 1-hour episodes in the '90s, and now we're down to
That's
8.
Just insane.
8
Yep.
episodes.
Yep.
That's so few.
Well, it's what's fucked is when an 8-episode show sucks, and it's like you could never have hung in the 90s.
That's very true. It's
You'd
just
have been
crazy.
writing for USA daytime television in the 90s with your bullshit.
Is Mike still scouring his brain for good Netflix shows?
No, I was thinking because I'm like, I felt like there were several HBO shows, and because HBO doesn't make a lot of shows, they make a lot, just not compared to Netflix. Deadwood was one.
Amazing.
They canceled. They just ended it. They canceled it. It wasn't. They never finished it. It
They
ended
did
on
with a
cliffhanger.
movie. They did
Well,
with a
they
movie.
did with a
Wasn't
movie,
that movie like
15 years
15
later?
years later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, better late than never.
That's
At least they
true, but that's a
delivered.
long
That's a
oversight.
long time. That wasn't intentional. They essentially were like, oh shit, people
They
are getting
gave
really
Deadwood
pissed off. We
3
better
or
do
4
this.
original seasons, though, didn't they? They didn't cancel it after
Yeah.
1.
3. They didn't. No. Newsroom was canceled after 1, I think.
No,
Yeah,
Newsroom, they had at
Newsroom-
least
That had
2, if not 3.
Are you
Did
sure?
it have 2?
It definitely had
They
at
only
least 2.
I think it was
Newsroom
only
was
1,
great.
but it was a long season. It was a long season. I'm not sure though.
I'll do some
Yeah,
research.
man.
Continue on.
Yeah, do some research.
Dude, shows I love are getting delayed, by the way.
Like
Season 3 of Barry. Have you guys seen Barry on
Ba-
HBO?
we
It's
watched the
amazing.
first season of Barry, and it was
Bill
very
Hader.
good.
Goddamn amazing. Season 3 should have already been out. It's being delayed. COVID's fucking my shit up again.
Newsroom, 3 seasons.
Wait. Oh, it was 3 seasons. Okay.
3, wow.
Way to tie this back because we were getting real fucking sidetracked. Way to tie this back to the pandemic. I'm proud of you, Brian, because
That is good.
this
We
is
had
a
lost
whole
our
nother-
thread, and you brought it
This is
back.
a
No,
whole
that's what
nother
you're supposed to
conversation.
do.
I know, but it's good to. It's also good to round back into what we were fucking talking about. Not have a fucking HBO
yeah.
circle jerk for
Listen.
a fucking hour.
My thought process, if it could be personified in sound, would
Isn't.
basically be Flight of the Bumblebee or some shit, you know? You know,
I imagine like a big cavernous room with like an echo that hits, and eventually it'll bounce back to where it started. You know, and you're like, that's right,
Yeah.
COVID.
Also, and Jason touched on it real quick, but another reason why I like Netflix show and a lot of the shows that are on HBO that I really loved were miniseries. They're 8 episodes or they're 2 seasons of 8 episodes. They're done when they need to be done. They don't carry on much longer.
Dude,
And
Tell the
that's,
story.
that's the key.
what is
Yep.
the Stephen King thing that was just on that was fucking amazing? Why can't I
Oh,
think
The
of what it's called?
Outsider.
Outsider was
Outsider, yeah.
amazing.
Yep.
And I hope
Yep,
they never
yep,
do
yep.
anything else with it. If that's all it ever was, it's perfect.
Mhm.
You know? Every time they do a war thing. Band of Brothers, The Pacific, Generation Kill, all fucking amazing. HBO.
Chernobyl. Y'all saw Chernobyl? That
I
was
didn't
great.
watch Chernobyl.
Oh,
I'm behind.
I will say it
They have
was
too
okay.
much stuff for me to watch.
You didn't like it? It was great.
It was good. It was good.
It was horrific.
I don't know. I think I got into it a little later and it was getting really hyped. And they're like, oh, there's footage and there's like all this like extra stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're like they blend the actual show into the footage, so it's like it's actually happening. And it's like 4 clips they reuse over and over again. So I mean, maybe it was hyped up a little bit for me and it kind of ruined it, but.
I think HBO, I'll round this out the best way I can personally. HBO is of a different echelon of quality than Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. It's
Yeah.
been expensive.
Agree.
It's been a subscription service forever. Like, you know what I mean? It has always been a cut above the apex of quality, right? The Wire,
agreed.
Sopranos, whatever. From then all the way forward, they've always been like, we'll do less of it, but we'll do it fucking right. Netflix is second. I don't think there's anything in between those two things. I think Netflix is a full step of quality below, but the content is endless. You could, if you were feeling non-objective, you could watch Netflix until the day you fucking died and not have to rewatch anything because they're just constantly cycling shit in and out. You know what I mean? So like,
Here's how it goes. I completely agree with you. HBO will say we only want the elite directors, elite actors, elite writers, and that's it. Netflix will say if you have an idea, show us that idea, we'll give you a shot. And the reality is if I'm paying, I have a choice between 2 subscriptions, HBO or Netflix. Netflix is the better option because there's a larger genre of options that I can choose from. HBO, it's very limited. It's very drama oriented. They do have comedies, don't get me wrong, but it's very drama oriented, a lot of their stuff. So I don't have as many options to choose from. And that's why, to me, Netflix is always going to be the better option.
however, for
I
you
will
reality
not take away
television,
from
you reality television haters, HBO does not do reality television.
Correct.
So
Yes,
just throwing that out there.
because HBO is a place where you find intellectual and
It has
quality
it has scruples.
yes, it has scruples. And reality television, you're not going to find you're keeping up with the Kardashians on HBO, Michael. You're going to have to go to Netflix for that shit to catch up with Courtney and Chloe.
He's right.
So,
Michael,
It's
making history every day is like half of what's on Netflix right now. Is reality TV.
Stop.
I'm just
That's
saying.
true. No, it is.
There's a lot of content, but half of it's reality TV.
Yeah, if not
It is
more,
not half.
Yeah.
It is not half.
Yeah,
Shut
oh,
your
I'm
mouth.
sorry. It's
Three
like
quarters.
40% reality TV, and then there's 30% Adam Sandler movies, and then the rest, and then the rest is just.
Who keeps giving this man a role? He's
It's
like the
Bright
modern
season
day
2.
Nicolas Cage.
They will not stop with Adam Sandler. God, he's terrible. When will he stop?
He
won't
has an
stop.
exclusive contract with Netflix.
Yep,
I
he's
think,
making
is why.
so much more money than he's worth. He has to be laughing all the way to the bank. He played them for a fool. That doofus is making tens of millions of dollars. He's a fucking moron. It's unbelievable. I've got to give him credit. He hoodwinked the shit out of Netflix, boy.
Yes, he did.
Because boy.
And he even
man,
did that shitty film with what was
Jennifer
it?
Aniston?
No, that cowboy one.
Oh, the Ridiculous Six.
The Ridiculous Six. He did that
that's
before
right.
signing the contract.
And
they
they were
still
and they
gave
were
him
like, yeah, that was
contract.
good enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was, if you
good
can make
enough,
it like
you
at
know.
least that good, we'll pay you $1 bajillion. Okay.
Yeah, the sweaty fucks that subscribe to Netflix are gonna eat this shit up. Make more, dude. Have you seen the shit he's made? It's terrible. Like I scroll past it and I'm like, what year is it? Why am I looking at this? Oh, the thing that will not go away, Adam Sandler.
It's like
Get
going back in
lost,
time,
bro.
but he's doing worse stuff.
Yeah,
It's like you went back
God.
to the 90s when he was popular, but everything is worse. Like there's
Yeah,
no
it's just
Big Daddy.
horrible.
It's just like this thing where he's like a fucking accountant married to Jennifer Aniston trying to get killed. And it's like, what the fuck is this? I don't even know what this movie's about.
Ugh, terrible. There's one. Have you, dude? The worst movie ever made's on there. It's called The Cobbler. Don't you dare watch it. It's a terrible
Adam
movie. It's an
Sandler?
Adam Sandler Netflix movie. Oh yeah.
Does he
Yeah,
make
it's
shoes?
awful. Oh, he does. It's dude, listen. This thing is worse. This thing is worse than Revenge of the Zohan. I'm telling you.
No.
This is bottom of the barrel Sandler. This is terrible.
I'm expecting
shit.
some like character acted like fucking Little Nicky Cobbler, where he's like, got a
I
weird
don't know.
voice and he makes shoes. I don't know.
Oh God, I hate.
I'd
him.
have to
I hate
have
him.
to. I have to watch it.
Well, let me tell you something. I could sit here for another 45 minutes and not stop talking about how much I hate Adam Sandler. But I don't want the negativity. In
Maybe
my
a
life.
maybe a different day. Oh yeah, that's something that I'm trying to do is be positive, and obviously you can tell it's working to mixed results.
Listen, that's a good goal.
I will say you are being more positive. I will say that,
Improvement.
and it's
But
very
it's-
fucking weird, and
No.
it's tough to get used to because I'm like I feel like there's alternative motives going on
Yep.
right now to his kindness.
Well, please, it's so easy to get him to get negative, though. If you ever want to go on a journey through the dark side again, all you got to do is kind of poke the bear a little bit, and he'll be like, "Fuck it, I'll hate," and then we get to hate for a little while.
I am
mean,
quick.
listen,
I'm quick to anger still. If
Yeah,
provoked.
dude. Listen,
I'm working on it. getting better.
You wouldn't know the glorious feeling of being positive if you didn't know what it felt like to be negative. So
That's very true.
That's a really great sentence.
We'll take away one of your dings for that. That was
Yeah.
like
Oh,
fucking
I've
wise.
gained back
That was-
a point.
yeah.
All right, talking about the spectrum of emotion, I get it. I'll stick. Oh man, what are you guys doing later? You have any plans?
Yeah, Britt
Do you
and
have any Wednesday night routines? Let's hear it. What are you doing? You cooking up what'd you go? You go out and hunt a cabbage or something?
Who, me?
Yeah. What are you
We made that fucking faux chipotle meal that I told you about. Where we made like the
nice,
corn
nice.
salsa and the beans and all, the rice and all that shit from scratch. So we already did that and I already ate before hanging out with you fucking hoodlums. And now we're going to go watch an embarrassing reality television show called The Challenge, which used to be called Real World Road Rules Challenge. I've been watching it. We've been watching that shit since we started dating like 12 fucking years ago.
Tasteless.
That stuff,
Ugh.
that's just, it's grade A bullshit, and I
what?
love it. I love
there's
that that bullshit so much.
There's two grade A bullshits that I am missing out on right now. because
Amazing
of
Race,
COVID. Amazing Race.
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Oh, guys, how? How?
I hate. So when Katie and I
Oh, okay,
first started
hoarders.
dating,
Why
I
don't
would
we
go-
just fucking
I would-
calm down?
Yeah,
with this
yeah. First of all,
judgment,
hoarders.
motherfucker?
You just watch people look like
Whatever.
bums.
Fuck you. I tell myself it's a documentary film. That's how I get through it.
Oh, okay. It's like watching Catfish.
I will say when Katie and I first started dating, I'd go over to her place and they'd be watching Big Brother, religiously watching Big Brother. I hated reality TV, fucking hated it. The only one I would watch is Dangerous Catch on Discovery Channel because it's like a job. I'm watching someone do a job and there's some BS. There's some BS like reality stuff stuck in. So whatever. I started watching it for like the competition part of it, and I got hooked. There's like legit strategy involved, legit like diplomacy, politics, and shit like that. I got hooked.
That's how the
Oh,
challenge is
no.
too,
Stop.
man. It's all about fucking alliances. And now, Michael, there are people now on the challenge that are from Big Brother.
I know.
Oh, God. Just because it's the same company making money off of you by making the same show over
Shut
and
up,
over again.
hoarders.
Yeah, hoarders.
Oh,
Hush up.
it's a documentary film about mental illness. You shut up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well,
ding,
Michael, what do
ding.
you, Michael, what tasteless show are you gonna watch when we're done here tonight?
Oh no.
Oh,
the
boy.
The tasteless shows I am currently watching right now are
Uh-huh.
paranormal shows.
Oh, no, that's
boy.
fun, though. What's
Oh,
wrong
no.
with that?
No.
Brian, you cannot
No.
hate on
No.
everything. That shit's good. Ancient Aliens is one of the worst, best shows to watch of all time. Shit like that
Not
is
Ancient
amazing.
Aliens.
I know,
It's
Ghost Hunters or some
parano-
bullshit. It's all the
But
same.
it's,
Yeah.
but
It's
oh, what are you
equally, it's
watching the
equally
episode?
ridiculous.
Maybe they'll find Nessie before the commercial break. They've been looking for
Not
Nessie for 40
paranormal.
years.
None of that's paranormal.
He's talking about ghosties
You don't
and
know.
ghoulies.
The ghosts, ghouls. Well, it could be the ghost
Did you
of
just
a
say
dinosaur.
I
Do you
don't
really
know that Nessie isn't a ghost?
What if Nessie's the ghost? What if Nessie's the ghost of a dinosaur, Michael?
Oh, there we go.
You know,
You don't
I'll
know.
let you have it. I'll
Yeah.
you. That's not a chest.
That's
I'm
an
not giving
opinion
you
in the acceptable pile.
Yeah.
That's right.
It'd be hard
Oh,
for
man,
for
wow.
Ghost Boy over here to tell you you're wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I like it. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I gotta make something for dinner, but
Hoarder season
everything's-
6, you know?
no, they don't
Firing
have
it
it
up?
on there. I've
Oh,
watched everything
no.
they have. I've got to move on to something else. Perhaps there's a show about some other kind of disgusting.
Is this
human
on
being.
Netflix you're watching or not?
Yeah, but
That's what I thought. Okay.
I've burned.
Oh,
through it.
interesting.
Oh, yeah, I found.
Why don't you watch it on
completely-
HBO?
Because HBO doesn't sully themselves to the level of hoarders. That's
But
why.
for some reason, you like watching it.
Oh,
It's almost as if only Netflix can cater to your every need.
oh,
Ooh, you know?
God.
I call that check and mate.
To be
boy.
fair,
No,
there
no,
have
no.
been HBO's catalog has been on Netflix. I watched
man.
Deadwood originally on Netflix.
It has been. It's not now. Let me
That's
tell
true.
you. Listen, I watched this show, Euphoria. I have never been more satisfied with a show I've watched. It's my new favorite show, Euphoria. It's amazing. So,
Euphoria.
I'm
Oh, you
sad.
did say something about that. I have to watch.
Listen,
I'll
it
have to
was-
give it a
it was-
shot.
it
The
was
trailer
incredible.
made it, or not the trailer. The commercials made it look fucking
All-
stupid. But
All of you and everybody listening needs to watch Uploaded.
oh, that's right. I will
yeah,
start that.
Hear this. This is on Prime, right?
Yes.
As long as
And it's
as long as you
not-
stop talking to me about Last Kingdom, I'll watch fucking Upload. I started
He's always
watching.
going
I
on
started
about the
watching
Last
Last
Kingdom.
Kingdom
Kingdom
again.
is so
I made it
good.
8 minutes in to where I left off, and I was like, "This is so fucking boring," and I turned it off. I could not handle it.
Good.
I couldn't handle it.
So good. I don't know how you lasted through Game of Thrones, sir.
I
Game
mean,
of
I
Thrones
know
is
Brian's
awesome.
answer. I don't know mine.
What do you?
We
what
all
is my
know Brian's
answer? I'm
answer.
sorry.
We all know Brian's answer.
So are you telling me you feel that I stuck around through Game of Thrones just for the gratuitous nudity and making sure that I didn't leave any nudity uncovered? Is that what you're saying?
That's
Yes.
exactly what I'm saying.
and
That
on
is not
that,
true.
and
That
on
was-
that
That's not.
bombshell.
That's not true. That's
not
0%.
true.
0% true.
I was there. I was present just as much for the violence as I was for the nudity.
Okay. So even shares, 50-50.
Oh yeah.
Violence and
well,
nudity?
51, 51, 49. You take the guess.
I think I was right.
And we
I think
all
the
know what
51 is
majority
exactly what I was implying.
Oh, God.
All right, listen. I've enjoyed talking about changes in the apocalypse with you scrubs, but I've got shit to do.
Well, we got a little
money doesn't grow on trees. I've got to go. Yeah,
Money doesn't grow on trees. He's got hoarders to catch up on.
Well, since Brian doesn't know how to sign off, everybody, thank you for listening to today's episode. If you have any suggestions on what we should talk about next, leave it in comment sections in the YouTube channels or post or message us on Instagram and Facebook, and we will consider them. Those ideas we do use, we do have a brand new sticker that Jason has created, and we will mail one out to you if we use your idea.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and I hope everybody stays safe and healthy. I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
and I'm Brian.
Take care.
Later.